Hello, fabulous Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of October 2014, General Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month, we've got some really powerful eclipses taking place for you that do denote a sense of change and also a sense of progress as well, especially where it comes to the home front. And I think that's where a lot of your attention is going to go for the most of the month. What we have happening for you is an eclipse, a lunar eclipse happening in a part of the sky that has to do with your home. It has to do with your parents as well. And it has to do with whatever place you identify as home as well. And it also has to do with feeling at home within yourself, within your own body, within your own skin. So there's several layers to this. However, it does look like what does occur ultimately feels really positive, feels really empowering, and really uplifting as well. When I saw this particular sky for you, I thought about how if there has been any concern around a parent, around the health of a parent, this could be a time when you receive some really good news. This can be a time of wonderful turnarounds, of a lot of empowerment as well. This can also be a time when you feel a strong sense of support and realize how supported you have been by your family in ways that maybe previously you didn't appreciate. This is a full moon eclipse, a lunar eclipse. So what happens on lunar eclipses generally denotes an ending. It denotes a closing. It denotes you having a deeper appreciation, seeing the reality of the situation and feeling empowered by it, feeling lifted by it, going forward by it. And when I look at the fact that this eclipse is happening with Uranus in the sky, this amps up its surprise element. So the information seems to come just out of nowhere and hits you by surprise. And then this particular eclipse is also activating a rare and fortunate configuration called a Grand Trine in Fire. And this particular rare and fortunate configuration is speaking to different parts of the sky, but mostly it's speaking to the parts of the sky that has to do with how it is ultimately you are directing your energy, how it is that you are feeling within yourself, within your body, within your emotional self, and within your psyche as well. And it has to do with the wise use of your energy as well. Acknowledging where it is, maybe that you've been allowing your energy to be drained, acknowledging where it is that you've allowed yourself to maybe carry on with some emotional indulgence that maybe does not really have any kind of practical grounding, and allowing you to feel empowered by that, to make a change based on that. With this particular configuration, there's also a certain clandestine property, possibility to this as well. So when I look at this, it does suggest, I was going to say property to this. So I find that really interesting that I would make that, considering that we've got this eclipse happening in a part of the sky that also has to do with real estate, because it has to do with home as well. So I find that really fascinating that that's initially what I started to say. And I'm one who doesn't believe in any accidents. And so when I look at that connection, there's a strong clandestine quality on a lot of different levels. There is that connection to home. That is going to be the major focal point, especially of this eclipse. It's speaking to home. It does suggest to me that changes might be happening on the home front that you're not necessarily ready to share in a broader scale. I would just advise you that if you are looking to move, if you're looking to sell, if you're looking to make major changes, I would just say to you that this month, most of the month, Mercury is going to be retrograde in a part of the sky that has to do with your career. And when we've got Mercury retrograde happening in general, I'm of the belief it doesn't matter really where it's happening in your chart. In general, it's not a good time to start something new. And especially where it comes to something as important as moving might be, or as considering changes to your property might be. However, Having said that, the Mercury retrograde is taking place in a part of the sky that has to do with, it's like the opposite of home. It has to do with your career. It has to do with your larger sense of who you are. It has to do with how you understand your life purpose. It has to do with doing it again in terms of achieving something greater and achieving something greater, having to go over the master plan so that you're able to put something even more powerful into place. And it does look like with this particular conversation, it is about having conversations with big dogs, with people in power, with people, authority figures as well, people who embody what it is that you want to be, what it is that you hope to achieve, the rewards you hope to achieve as well. And so in a way, the Mercury retrograde is not speaking to what's happening on a level of home, and yet, given that so much of the chart is lit up in a way that has to do with what's happening quietly, that's lit up in a way that has to do with taking care of what was, instead of stepping into something new, I would say to you that consider where it is ultimately that you've been, what you already started before, and what now you can further refine. Because it is a really great time for refinements on all fronts in just about every area of life. By the time we get to the late part of the month, the focus is going to change and it's going to be much more on friendships. And it does look like you are considering who it is that you hang out with in a new way, in a different way. And you are on the verge of starting some really powerful alliances that are going to be part of the fulfillment of at least one major dream a little further down the road. One thing is for sure, though, the universe wants you to feel right with you, feel right with your energy, understand where it is that you are wasting it so that you can acknowledge how precious it is, how precious it really is, and direct it wisely towards the things that you consciously desire to manifest. You do that, and just about anything in the world can be yours. And if you can do that, you are going to find yourself with a certain sense of confidence, a certain sense of safety within your spirit, within yourself that nothing can shake.